Well, in light of all the recent flight cancellations and delays that have occurred on several airlines that have caused missed vacations and other important events, I thought I'd make a video on what you should do if your flight gets canceled. It can be very frustrating and expensive, especially if you have non-refundable tickets, to realize that your can't miss plans have just been ruined. So in this video, I'm going to help lessen the pain and give you the tips that will help you make the right moves if your flight gets canceled. Hey, it's Ben with Ben Tennis Dream Vacations. If you're new here checking me out, I help travelers by providing weekly travel tips and information that will help you plan for your next vacation. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So I'm going to break this video down into 3 different parts that will answer 3 specific questions. Part 1, what to do if your flight gets canceled far in advance of your departure. Part number 2, what to do if your flight gets canceled while you're at the airport. And part number 3, what you can expect from the airline when your flight gets canceled. So let's start with part number 1, what to do when your flight gets canceled far in advance. When this happens, you'll likely get an email or a text from the airline notifying you of the cancellation, and the airline will automatically rebook you for another flight. If the change looks good, there's nothing more you need to do. However, if you don't like the change, you'll need to go back online to where you booked the flight and find a flight option that works best for your schedule. You can even find a better flight option when this happens, because oftentimes you can switch to a more expensive option, like a nonstop or one that leaves at a better time for no additional cost. Let's now move on to part number 2, what to do if your airline gets canceled while you're at the airport. When this happens, you will want to act as quickly as possible, as everyone on your flight is now in the same situation as you are. The first thing you want to do is get in line as quickly as possible. So make sure that you're sitting or standing as close to the gate agent as possible before the cancellation is announced, so that you're one of the first people in line. And if you do find yourself in a long line, try pulling up your flight on the airline website or app. You might be able to make the change online without having to talk to anybody. And if that doesn't work, try the airline customer service number. You might be able to reach someone on the phone before you reach the gate agent. And if there's 2 or more of you traveling, it would just make sense to have someone call the airline customer service number while the other one tries to make the change online. It's also a good idea to research other flight options that the airline has available before you talk to an agent, because in most cases, they're just going to put you on the next available flight, which may not be the best option. There may be a later nonstop option that you can get on that will help you avoid taking another connecting flight. Also, in the case that the airline can't get you on a flight until the next day, you want to check out other airlines and see if they have a flight leaving later that same day without having you wait until tomorrow. And if all of this seems a little stressful to you, it is, and that's why having someone like me, a travel agent, can be valuable to you, as I can, in most cases, rebook your flight and fix any other travel arrangements that have been impacted by your flight cancellation. And moving into part number 3, when your flight gets canceled, you are entitled to a full refund regardless of the reason. Most airlines don't advertise this, and this is why they push people to get either future travel credits or vouchers instead of a full refund. So knowing this, maybe instead of waiting in long lines trying to get rebooked, you instead book with another airline that will get you to where you need to go, knowing full well that you'll get a full refund from the airline that just canceled your flight. I know for all the major airlines you can request a refund through their websites. I don't think that's the case for the low-cost carriers such as Spirit, Allegiant, Frontier. I think you do have to call in and talk to somebody to get a refund. So you could be on hold for a while trying to get that done. And one more thing to add is that when you get to the gate agent and they tell you that they can't get you on a flight until the next day, they do have the ability to book you on another airline free of charge. You just have to ask them to do it. As far as hotel and meal vouchers go, some airlines will provide these vouchers to stranded passengers and others will not. But it certainly doesn't hurt to ask. And if you are booked in a premium class seat, you're most likely to get this benefit than not. If you're flying on an international flight, just know that the laws are different there, even if you're flying on a U.S. airline. The refund rules I just covered only apply while you're here in the U.S., so just know that if your flight gets canceled while you're in another country, the rules will be completely different than here in the U.S., but in most cases, you'll still receive some sort of compensation. That will do it for this video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video and consider subscribing to get more travel-related videos just like this one. And if you're interested in checking me and my travel agency out, head to btennis.dreamvacations.com. And if you have any questions about this video, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in a future video.